It's the third 50-plus point outing this season for the Sooners as they temporarily, at least, sit all alone atop the Big 12. Matt, Jalen Hurts at number 2 in your Heisman standings this week. This, though, was an outing that might bump him up to number 1.
It might. For me, it's just still about what he does down the stretch and the opportunities left on the schedule. We all know that this award, it really is one in November with some big games. But today, once again, just showing why he is one of the best players in all of college football, whether it's in the run game or whether it's just sitting back there picking apart different secondaries. I will say this, he's just very clean in the zone read and the handoffs and ball security. I know he had a couple turnovers last week, but he cleaned that up in this game. You know, 5 total touchdowns, almost 400 yards of total offense in another route for Oklahoma. So overall, getting more guys involved, he's running the football extremely well. It was a great performance by him.
Yeah, I thought he showcased exactly who he is, running the football, throwing the football, but most importantly, he protected the football. Yep. He didn't put his team in bad positions, and I wanted to see how he was going to bounce back after that game against Texas, where he did have a couple of turnovers, but also showed some resiliency to bounce back and get his team to a win. But all in all, great job today, great win for Oklahoma.
This isn't how he's going to be judged for the Heisman, right? I mean, this is what we expected from him. He's going up against a team in a rebuilding phase. 21 freshmen, sophomores are playing for this West Virginia team. So he was phenomenal. I think what his only incompletion happened to be a drop. I mean, he really should have been perfect.
It was right in the hands, too.
It's Stoops who's dropping it, too. So kind of surprising that ends up being the case. And here's a look at it. I mean, this is.
Oh, come on. Again, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Come on, man. Oh. We could have had a perfect. We could have had a pick. Come on.
I'm going to call Coach Stoops after this.
Say, what's going on, man?
Come on, man. 16 to, what was it? 16 to 17 for 316 yards.
So bottom line is he's not going to be judged whether or not he's in the Heisman off of this game. This is a stats building. So when you get to the end of the season, you're starting to compare some of that sort of stuff. Then you compare some of these sorts of things.
I do wonder, too, with the big games coming up in the next couple of weeks, you have Jonathan Taylor and Justin Fields going at it next week, and then Tua and Joe Burrow later in the season. The teams are kind of going to beat up each other a little bit, whereas Jalen Hurts' path is just, it's not as strong as those, and that could work in his favor because of the stat games and the numbers.
That's why I have a question for you, is you've got a vote, is the way I don't have a vote. But to win the Heisman Trophy, it's not just the best player on a team that runs through a schedule. To me, it's those moments that I always say this, when talent becomes equated, do you take your team? And he had a chance last week, and he did. He didn't start off very well, but he played well. That's where Joe Burrow has already done it twice, and he's got the big one coming. To me, that's the Heisman game. Yeah. If he goes in there and does that to Alabama, and then you also got Justin Fields, if he, he's got some big games coming down the road. Yeah. I'm curious as we go through this the rest of the half of the season, because I don't agree with it. I don't look at stats. I think you ought to take the lower level teams, take them out of the stats. And then you go, how did he do in the rivalry? We did that in recruiting. Tell me how the player did in the rivalry game. Big game. Tell me how he did on 4th down. Tell me how he did, because that's what makes a great player to me. A great player is the one that, when his number called, he makes the big play. Right. When I needed you the most, you gave me your very best. That's who wins it. In my opinion, that's who wins a Heisman.
And that's why I personally always cast my vote after Championship Saturday. A lot of people have their vote in before that, which I can't stand.
One of the Heisman say don't do that.
But that's why those are the biggest games of the season. How do you play against the best teams in your conference on Championship
You got me
Saturday?
going here now. But Dwayne Haskins, people sent in that vote before the rivalry game. If I'm the Heisman, I take their votes. You can't vote anymore.
I'm with you on that.
I'm calling out the Heisman. Don't let them vote until after the. How do you do that? How do you do that before the championship games, the SEC championship game, the Big 12 championship game, the Big 10? Yeah, and if someone sent in a vote before, I think they should lose.
Someone, it's a high percentage.
And to bring it full circle,
is that wrong?
What? It's wrong. Yeah, it should. Well, there has to be something has to change.
To bring it full circle for Jalen Hurts, though, not as many of those opportunities as everyone else out there in the field. So for him, these stats kind of do matter a little bit, at least as far as making a case at the end of it. I don't. Wait, you don't got to vote.
They got Baylor.
You don't got a vote code. Neither do I. So
Baylor might be that game.
It could be right. That's right. If Baylor wins on,
sure. And then also the Big 12 championship game.
Well, if they don't cast those votes early.
I know you're down. I know you're down on numbers as something to look at, but his numbers are sexy, man. And through 7 games, they're better than what Baker put up when he won the Heisman, better than what Kyler Murray put up.
Coach
when he
Coach
won
is
the Heisman.
throwing punches today all
like
day.
it.
He's
I
just,
like it.
you're getting.
That's
you're
why
getting
I'm
it.
happy.
It's that time of the season.
challenging.
I'm out of his reach.
Challenging the narrative.
I'm out of his reach down here. We'll let Coach get some body blows to Matt Leinart.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.